Okay, so right now we're going to be talking about cellular respiration. Cellular respiration is going to occur in the cytoplasm and the mitochondria. Now there are different steps that occur in each place. So let's take a quick look here. In the cytoplasm is where glycolysis occurs. Glycolysis is going to give us 2 ATPs. And in the mitochondria, you're going to have Krebs cycle and the ETC, or the electron transport chain. So the first step to cellular respiration is glycolysis. And that makes 4 ATPs, but 2 of them are burned up in the process. So we get a net of 2. And then we go to our mitochondria. In the mitochondria, where the Krebs cycle occurs, it produces 2 ATPs, and then the electron transport chain produces 32 ATPs. That's like the gold step. Altogether, we're going to have 36 ATPs produced. So let's take a look at this equation here. We have, if you take a look at the equation as a total, as a whole, you got C6H12O6, which is glucose, plus 6 dioxides, which is going to give us 12 oxygens. So you take your glucose and your oxygen, you add them together, and you're going to get 6 waters, 6 carbon dioxides, and energy. If you take a look at this, and take a look at your earlier notes on photosynthesis, it's the exact same equation, just backwards. Like we said, cellular respiration is made up of 3 steps. Let's take a look at the first step, which is glycolysis. Now, in order for glycolysis to get kicked off, glycolysis literally means the splitting of a glucose molecule, or the breaking down of a glucose molecule. So we're going to get our glucose molecule, okay? It's going to get fed into glycolysis cycle. That's going to produce ATP, 2 in particular, two molecules of ATP net. But what glycolysis does is it provides us with pyruvate, or pyruvic acid, which gets broken down into acetyl coenzyme A. That acetyl coenzyme A is necessary to fuel the Krebs cycle. Notice, the only thing that's being fed into the Krebs cycle is your acetyl coenzyme A. Okay? The pyruvic acid, or your pyruvate, gets broken down to acetyl coenzyme A, which is needed to fuel the Krebs cycle. From that, the Krebs cycle is going to produce ATP, but it also produces carbon dioxide. So our Krebs cycle is going to give us both ATP, carbon dioxide. It also gives us 2 high electron carriers to fuel the next process of the electron transport chain, or ETC. So once again, Krebs cycle, which is the second step, is going to give us ATP and carbon dioxide. It will also provide these 2 high electron carriers, FADH2 and NADH, to fuel the electron transport chain, or the ETC. The ETC, no matter how many of these high electron carriers you're going to have, is not going to work unless you feed oxygen into the ETC. So oxygen gets fed into the electron transport chain, which then, and also the FADH2 and the NADH, those high electron characters, all get fed into the electron transport chain. And it's going to yield water. It's also going to yield ATP. So the electron transport chain, 3 things get fed into it. The main one is oxygen. Without this, it's not going to work. So oxygen gets fed into it. The Krebs cycle is passing down these 2 high electron carriers, FADH2 and NADH, into the electron transport chain. Then you get water and you get ATP. This electron transport chain is the one that provides us with the highest amount of ATP molecules. Now I'm going to zoom out one more time. It's really important, guys. Unfortunately, this isn't something where you're going to learn and master in a matter of, seconds. It really is a lot of memorization in here. Let me take a little bit of another step back. So you can see the equation, where it occurs. There's the full equation. Again, the equation is just the same as photosynthesis, just backwards. And there's the whole process again. We wrote it down in our notes. If you didn't have a chance to do that sufficiently, go ahead and do it again. What I want you to do tonight is make sure that you're writing this out. I want you to use colors. Just like how I did. I used colors for my products. I used colors for my reactants. Get creative. If I had more time, I would have made color boxes for each step to tell me step 1 would be this color, step 2 would be that color. But be consistent between both photosynthesis and cytoplasm when you're doing your homework tonight. If you have any questions, you know where to email me, wsafi@hse.k12.in.us. Good luck, everybody, with your homework. Again, memorize, 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 and I will see you tomorrow.